Welcome. In front of me is a Realme 9 Pro Plus, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So, starting off, we're going to open up our settings application, and from here we're going to begin by navigating into Personalize. There we go, or Personalizations, and this will give us access to a bunch of different options to customize how our device just looks. So quickly going into a couple of these, I'm not going to touch upon all of them, you can just do that on your own, but quickly going into a couple of them, we have icons. So if you have some kind of different icon packs installed, you can then switch them here, and this is just really nice because a lot of the default launchers for phones will only just use the icons that whatever company has. So for instance, Samsung has their own like One UI trash that you just have to use, or you have to download literally a separate launcher to change the look of the icons. But here you can actually do it whenever you want to with whatever packs you want to. Then we have things like quick settings. This allows you to just choose this, the shape of these toggles right here, how they are shaped. You have a couple different ones, and then you can also take it a little bit further with colors, just allowing you to select different kind of color presets. You can also create your own if you want to, or you can have it based on a wallpaper, which is actually pretty nice and works really well from experience. Now, moving on to the next option, it's going to be the display section right here, and we're going to start off with the dark mode. Now, I'm not going to touch upon the dark and light mode. I'm going to touch upon more on the auto switch, which allows you to have it set so it automatically swaps between light and dark mode based on, by default when you enable this, sunset to sunrise, but you can also select it to be at a custom time. So you can select light mode is from 6 AM and dark mode is starting from 10 PM and runs till obviously 6 AM. So pretty nice options right here. Now moving on to the next things which are also under the display, we have the video color enhancer. You can tap on it and this will give you a quick preview on what it's gonna change. So if you like the changes, these are the changes that will the new look, let's call it this. This is how it's apparently looking right now. So when enabled, that's basically what you're gonna have, which is a little bit more bright and colorful image compared to this more gloomy one. Now, going back, we have another thing in here, which is a refresh rate right over here. So we have three different options. We have the auto select, high, and standard. Standard is just a typical 60 frames per second. Then we have high, which is 90. I wouldn't really call that high, but to each their own. And then we have the auto select, which swaps between them too. Now, if you're planning to prioritize battery life above all, then I recommend sticking with the 60, which is standard. For everybody else, stick with the auto select, which will swap between 60 and 90 based on what you're doing. So when the content can be displayed at 90 and you have, well, the use for it, then it will swap to 90, which is basically anytime anything is moving on the screen. While the image is stationary like this one, where it's nothing is happening, then it's going to drop to 60 just to preserve a little bit of battery. It's not going to be as good as the standalone 60. Now moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the notification history, which I believe was introduced in Android 11 or 12, one of those two. So if you want to have notification history, so for instance, you have a bunch of notifications, you clear them all, and now you're wondering what the heck was one of those notifications that you just got a glimpse of, you can enable history for notifications and then go back to it just to check out what were the notifications that you just removed. So to do so, we're going to go into notifications and status bar. We're going to go to more settings and then notification history, and you can toggle it on in here. Now when you toggle it on, you will need to wait to actually have some notifications that you can then remove, which I can't remove any of those, unfortunately. And once you get rid of them, they will appear in here. And moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the flexible windows, which is under special features. Let's go back. There we go, special features and flexible windows, and this is turned off, I believe. Oh no, it's actually on by default. So it's right over here, although we need to agree to it. Let's try it again. There we go. So it gives us this overlay right here. We have a couple applications and a couple shortcuts like screenshot, screen recording, and so on. And you can edit this. You can add more apps into here. And when you're launching apps through this, I believe they should open up, yep, in this kind of pop-up view right here. Oh, there we go. Okay. And you can use the app however you want right now. I believe if you go home, yep, it should kind of minimize. It's not going to minimize into app head, unfortunately, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But obviously, it gives you a little bit of more versatility, so you can open up some kind of other app in the background, interact with this one. For instance, copy some links from here, if there were links here, and then paste them on into whatever you're doing here. And yeah, just pretty neat way of multitasking. And you also have two options, so you can close, maximize it, and just drag it around. So there we go. Now, with this being said, and this would conclude the tweaks, tricks that I wanted to show you. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.